The top stories: State Minister for Foreign Affairs Ambassador Bertukan Ayano announced that the country has completed extensive preparations for the 38th AU Summit. And Algerian Foreign Minister Ahmed Attaf arrived in Addis Ababa to participate in the 38th African Union Summit. Hello and welcome to EBC World with the news. I'm Tabitha John. Do stay with us. Ethiopia's common market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA membership significantly enhances its investment appeal. This 21-member economic community, with a population exceeding 640 million, a combined GDP of 1 trillion USD and 383 billion USD in global trade, presents a major market opportunity. Investing in Ethiopia grants access to all 21 COMESA nations, establishing it as a strategic entry point to the African continent, the Ethiopian Investment Commission pointed out. COMESA membership unlocks new customer bases and distribution channels across Eastern and Southern Africa, positioning Ethiopia as an ideal regional hub. Algerian Foreign Minister Ahmed Attaf arrived in Addis Ababa to participate in the 38th African Union Summit and the 46th Executive Meeting of the Union. When the Algerian Foreign Minister arrived at Bole International Airport, he has been warmly welcomed by the Director of Protocol Affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, General Aziza Galete, upon his arrival at the international airport. The 38th Summit of the African Union and the 46th regular meeting of the Executives of the Union will be held from February in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Ethiopia will host an international conference focused on irrigation development and climate change adaptation, announced by the Ministry of Water and Irrigation. The event, scheduled from February 12 to 14, 2025, will take place at the Adwa Victory Memorial in Addis Ababa. The conference aims to strengthen global cooperation on irrigation development, share best practices, and secure investment for climate adaptation. Over 1,000 participants, including experts and researchers, are expected to attend. Ethiopia will highlight its achievements in wheat production and environmental protection. Welcome back. Ethiopia's State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bertukan Ayano, announced that the country has completed extensive preparations for the 38th African Union Summit and the 46th Executive Council, which are set to begin within a few days. The summit, a key event for the African Union, will be hosted in Addis Ababa, with Ethiopia ensuring it is a memorable gathering. Johannes van Tahun has this report.
During a media briefing, Ambassador Bertukan Ayano shared that the government has organized a national coordinating committee comprising representatives from 35 institutions. This committee has been involved in detailed planning for the summit over the past year. The State Minister highlighted that this year's event will stand out with unique memories and effective hosting. In line with this, 101 protocol cadets have been trained to ensure smooth coordination and high-level service during the gathering. Additionally, the summit's protocol guidelines and administrative arrangements have been finalized and dispatched to the participants.
ይህ ጉባኤ ለሀገራችን በብዙ መልኩ ልዩ ትርጉም ያለውና ኢትዮጵያ
This year's preparation had started immediately after last year's summit by evaluating the weaknesses and strengths. We started our preparation. Ethiopia's capacity in hosting international conferences is increasing time to time. In the past 6 months, we have successfully hosted 40 international conferences.
ከ40 በላይ ዓለም አቀፍ ኮንፈረንሶችን ባለፈው 6 ወራት አስተናግደናል።
State Minister of Government Communication Service Tasfahun Gobezai for his part remarked that the summit will draw large number of guests with over 1,000 journalists already accredited to cover the proceedings. He also urged the residents of Addis Ababa to continue their customary hospitality in welcoming the summit participants.
በያዝነው ሳምንት ለ46ኛ ጊዜ የሚካሄደው የአስፈጻሚዎች መደበኛ ስብሰባ እና ለ38ኛ ጊዜ የሚከናወነው የመሪዎች ጉባኤ
This year's summit will be attended by around 50,000 participants. Currently, 11,000 guests have confirmed their participation. Protocol cadets, in addition to diplomats, are prepared for convenient arrival and smooth communication of the guests. Furthermore, guidelines and other brochures are prepared in English, French, and Arabic language.
መገኘታቸውን አረጋግጠዋል። ይህንን ጉባኤ ለመዘገብም 1000 የሚጠጉ ጋዜጠኞች የመዘገቢያ ፈቃድ ወስደዋል።
Ethiopia's permanent representative to the African Union, Ambassador Hiruth Zemmene, also stated that Ethiopia will focus on its national priorities during the summit. The country plans to highlight its efforts in green development, agricultural growth, environmental protection, school feeding programs, and infrastructure development. Ethiopia aims to present these initiatives as critical components of its sustainable growth and development agenda on the African continent.
የህብረቱ ኮሚሽን አፈጻጸሙ ውጤታማ እንዲሆን ለማድረግ የኢንስቲትዩሽናል የተቋም ሪፎርም እያካሄደ ነው የሚገኘው።
Continental agendas, including the union's structural reform, will be tabled for this year's summit. As a host country, Ethiopia has an agenda that we will intensively participate. This includes experience sharing in Green Legacy Initiative. As Ethiopia is successful in this regard, there will also be a launch of a 10-year agricultural program, which is facilitated by Prime Minister Abiy. Peace and security will also be an agenda of this year's summit.
ለዚሁ ለምሳሌ ክቡር ጠቅላይ ሚኒስትራችን ካዳፕ የሚባል የተቀናጀ አፍሪካ የግብርና ልማትን የተመለከተውን ፕሮግራም እየመሩ ነው የሚገኙት።
This year's Africa Union Summit promises to be one of the most well-organized and significant in recent memory, as Ethiopia prepares to host dignitaries, officials, and journalists from across the continent. With a unique theme and a focus on both national and continental growth, Ethiopia is set to leave a lasting impact.
The International Monetary Fund's Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, and Ethiopian Minister of Finance, Ahmed Shide, briefed the media regarding IMF chief's official visit. During the briefing, IMF's Managing Director reiterated that her visit to various places in Addis Ababa has been remarkable when she realized the city's immense untapped economic potential, adding that multifaceted homegrown economic reforms the country undertaken will lead to transformation in the country. Tigusar Nisa reports.
The International Monetary Fund's Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, and Ethiopian Minister of Finance, Ahmed Shide, had briefed the media regarding IMF chief's official visit here in Ethiopia. During the briefing, IMF's Managing Director reiterated that her visit to various places in Addis Ababa has been remarkable, which she realized the city's immense untapped economic potential, adding that multifaceted homegrown economic reform the country undertaken will lead to transformation in the country.
Transforming an economy is not instant coffee. It takes time, it takes determination, and it takes the political will of the government as well as the support of people in Ethiopia. I am confident that this country will grow economically and it would grow in terms of its significance for the neighborhood and for the whole continent of Africa.
Ethiopian Minister of Finance Ahmed Shide for his part highlighted that by implementing homegrown economic reform, the government has laid a solid foundation for sustainable and broad-based development, adding that the ongoing reform program will ultimately deliver significant benefit to the public at large.
Our commitment to this reform has been strong and unwavering, rallying all government agencies from top leadership to technical and operational levels toward a common shared goal. As a result, early indicators show highly encouraging progress. Our exchange rate reform, complemented by monetary and fiscal policies, has significantly narrowed the gap between formal and parallel markets, strengthened foreign exchange reserves, improved the balance of payment, curbed inflation, and boosted government revenue. Moreover, we have taken concrete steps to cushion the impact of this adjustment on our people by expanding and reinforcing social protection programs. However, we will continue to work on addressing the issue of reform mitigations. In conclusion, we firmly believe that our ongoing reform program will ultimately deliver significant benefits to our people and create opportunities for our youth through rapid economic growth and decent job creation.
IMF's managing director further emphasized the importance of unity in supporting the government's economic initiatives, urging the public to remain united.
I just finished a visit in the Adwa Museum. You, Ethiopia, you made Africa proud once. And I'm so confident at the conclusion of my visit, you will make Africa proud again with the strength of your economy and the vibrancy that it will demonstrate. It is not an easy time domestically, it is not an easy time in the world, but with perseverance, I know the future is bright. The future is worthy of your proud history. I want to finish with one very simple message to everybody in Ethiopia, and it is this: I love your country.
Georgieva's visit emphasizes IMF's commitment to support Ethiopia as it navigates its economic reform and strives for sustainable growth.
And finally, in business, Ethiopian Airlines, the biggest aviation brand in Africa, today announced that it is set to launch new thrice-weekly passenger flights to Hyderabad, India. In a social media post, Ethiopian Airlines disclosed that Hyderabad is set to become the 5th destination in India. The passenger flight schedule to the capital of southern India's Telangana state will be effective from June 16, 2025. The airline noted that this expansion strengthens its global network and enhances connectivity between Africa and Asia.